Hey, everyone, and welcome to another powerful edition of Entrepreneur Mondays brought to you by Dear Future Husband and Wife. I am your host, Simone Johnson, and today I have this extraordinary guest, a woman
Hi.
who embodies resilience, impact, and purpose. Now, Dr. Nicola, I just realized, was I talking the whole time and I was muted?
I heard you.
Oh, you did? Okay, because I was like, wait a minute. I thought she could hear me. I wasn't entirely sure. I really wanted us to be live on Instagram. Unfortunately, I didn't want to spend too much time focusing on that. I know you're going to be dropping some amazing gems, but before we start dropping gems, I want everyone to know just a little bit about you. I don't always do so great with these bios, y'all, but I'm going to really try to do my best with Dr. Nicola's bio. So she is a island girl like myself, and I'm going to give a little bit of context about when I first met her and just how things have come back full circle. So I'm really excited to have her on tonight because of the simple fact that when I met her, she was such an inspiration. So Dr. Nicola Michelle is a Jamaican-born and award-winning entrepreneur, an executive producer, a youth advocate, a founder of 10 times award winning nonprofit, which is an organization for Girls Who Brunch Tour. Now, y'all, I'm giving y'all a short version of her bio, but when I tell you she has done some phenomenal things, and I'm going to give her an opportunity to share some additional things. I just don't like to have to try and read everything because it's always a lot, but I want her to be able to share some of the amazing things that maybe I'm going to miss out on. She has impacted over 48,000 girls globally. That's a lot of different women. She's also the executive producer of Given Hope, the Nicola Michelle story of a lifetime, which is a lifetime story, and has authored 25 published books that empowers young women to rise above their pain and step boldly in their purpose. Dr. Nicola, welcome to Entrepreneur Monday, Queen. How you feeling today?
I'm good, Queen. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal, despite this technical difficulty. I love hosting on YouTube because of the simple fact that I get the opportunity to clip some amazing segments. However, I've been having a lot of issues with YouTube, so I'm really excited to feature entrepreneur on different platforms, but we're not going to let technical difficulties stop us.
Yeah.
uh, I had the opportunity of meeting you. How long has it been? Maybe a year or so ago, maybe a little bit longer.
It's been maybe 2 years.
It's been, oh wow, time flies. I had the opportunity of meeting this amazing woman about 2 years ago, Dr. Flo. Shout out to Dr. Flo, who's also being impactful to the community and to young women. And when I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Nicola, her story, and being a Caribbean woman and being from the island, when she spoke and what she shared resonated with me because a lot of times we don't always have enough impactful stories that we feel like we can relate to exactly from where we came from. So when I met her, didn't know that this would come back full circle or I would have been given the opportunity to feature her, but I just knew I was like, I want to connect with her. I'm not sure what I have to offer, but I would always reach out like, hey, how are you? Hey, what's going on? So I'm excited to have her on Dear Future Husband and Wife podcast today because I know that what she offers, the impact that she's making, is a tremendous impact to the community. So I know I did a short version of your bio. Dr. Nicola, what are some of the things that I missed out on that I feel like you need to share that you're doing and being impactful to the community?
Well, you gave a really good brief synopsis, but I am the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. I am a best-selling author. Now I have 28 books. I
Mm,
have helped over 50,000 girls worldwide. We just hit that number in Vegas a couple weeks ago.
wow.
And we're now about to launch in Ghana, and we're going home to Jamaica and doing it. We've done St. Lucia in Nigeria, but we have not went home to Jamaica. So once I get
Oh,
right, because it's like going back to your motherland, where
yes.
and being able to put on. I love being able to do this for Black and brown girls worldwide But to be able to go home and give them the same benefit is going to be a beautiful experience for me. I am a writer and a publisher. I've helped over 1,000 authors put their books out. And
Nice.
yes, and I'm an executive producer for Lifetime Movie Networks with my movie. I did not create the movie. Lifetime came to me and asked me, can they make the movie about me? That's always the first question. Like, yeah, right. How did you get it? I'm like, well, they came to me.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, and I think what I tell people all the time, just work. Keep your head down and work and have open relationships. Make sure there's reciprocity. So like with
Right.
us, when I met you, you like she said, you have always reached out. You've always been sincere. We had a very long phone call at first and we were just both transparent with each other. And a lot of times with women in business, and especially minority women in business, we had that Beyonce, I woke up like this. And no, we were both transparent. We were both saying what we're struggling with and
Mhm.
just kept the door open of being here. So I was very honored when you asked me to come. I was like, sure, let me fix my calendar around it just for you. So
I
I think
appreciate
that's it. That we take girls right from the sex trade, girls in group homes, girls in foster care, and then I put them with girls from a better circumstance when nobody knows their background.
it.
Um, we do. They come in. They're like sororities. Like we're all sisters for the day, um, and we let them have fun. We have a DJ. They're dancing. They're doing all these things while we're subliminally teaching them at the same time. So
Nice.
that's it.
That's amazing. It's so funny because I had a moment today and I feel like it's an aha moment because I feel like God is saying to me, like, you got work to do with the younger generation.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
while I'm a boy mom, I'm also, I would say, a bonus mom because my partner has a daughter. And I feel like whenever you get in a relationship and that person has a child, you automatically become a bonus parent. And it's so amazing because while I'm a boy mom, I'm surrounded by a lot of girls. And my friends all have daughters and they're all going through these changes and these shifts right now that we all need a village.
Yes.
And I've always been like, hey, what's going on? Hey, let's read. Hey, let's pray. Let's do these different things because what I have learned in being a mom, and my son is 19 and he's going to be 20 in a couple of months. But what I've learned now that I've made some mistakes is to be the mother, to be the person I needed at whatever age they're at. I'm not your friend because we
Mm-hmm.
Caribbeans. I'm definitely not your friend, but I've learned how to be more understanding to who is it that I needed at 19?
Right.
What was it that I needed at 12 that coming from the parents I came from, you just didn't get those support systems. So maybe we can offer better support systems by being what we need for our children in these ages. So I'm learning that our young women, especially with the peer pressure and all of these different things that life seems to come with, I'm learning that
Mm-hmm.
they definitely can benefit from what it is that you offer because it's necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
It's definitely necessary. So you've turned your personal pain into a global platform of purpose. Can you take us back to the moment when you realized that your story could inspire and change lives?
Mhm. I never knew that. I'm gonna be so for real. I never knew it. I was at an event in Charleston, South Carolina. I was at a writers conference, and this group of girls came in, and they just clicked with me. And that's something. That's the joke, right? That I'm the Pied Piper to kids. So it doesn't matter where I'm at. Kids has always come up to me, and I was the youngest author at the time, featured at this conference, and I just spoke to them, hung out with them, offered them some Starbucks. They didn't know what Starbucks was. And it was crazy. It blows my mind because this is modern day United States, 10 years ago, but still is modern day. And that's something that you would hear from some Caribbean diaspora kids, nothing here.
Right.
So it made me say, okay, I am going to come back here and do an event. I didn't know what I was doing.
Mm,
I'll only do book events. I now with my book launches, I will have like performers, panels, things like that. But I've never done a girls' conference at that moment. So
mm,
I came back to Charleston, and everybody I needed was at an event. the place that the school district trustee, the principal, a community center manager, everybody was at this event, even a lawyer to help sponsor it. And I was like, okay, God, I'm pitching. I'm like, they're like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm gonna, just freestyling, right? And they went with it. I'm like, they're like, so what are you doing? I'm like,
sorry.
And a couple later,
live.
oh no, you're fine. And a couple of months later, here we are. We had 250 girls in attendance. I got my first proclamation from it. And at that time, I was more like Russell Simmons. It would be like, I wasn't the host. I was just, they'll say Nicola is, created it. Hey, how you doing? I'll walk away. I never shared my story really. And but I gave it a space for other women and kids who are entrepreneurs to have a platform. And we just kept multiplying and multiplying. And it wasn't until like year 2 or 3 that I finally started being more open with my story. So once I started doing that, I started tripling numbers.
Ooh.
Which was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like babies are hanging on me. And the questions have always been real. So it's been like a fishbowl segment. The kids are just writing anonymous questions down. So the questions will range from, what do you do if your attacker comes to you at night? How do you start your business? My mother said I was a mistake. These are questions that these girls had. And it blew my mind. And sometimes the girls would put the paper in my hand and say, I want you to answer the question. So I'm like, girl. Okay, so that's what has allowed me to be more open. And some of the things I've never said in my life, I've said and revealed there. In terms of fear, abuse. I was raped multiple times when I was young.
Wow.
I was raped the first time at church when I was 14 by my choir director. And
my goodness.
Yeah, once you start opening up to that, even the women, the photographers, anybody in the room are now telling me their trauma story. Yes. And I wanted to feel like a trauma bonding. I want us to feel the empowerment. So, okay, we're going to release, but now what do we do to move forward? And that's what Girls Who Brunch is.
Oh my God. That's powerful. Oh my God, we can stay here for a while, because what I've learned about life, and I keep saying it, and I don't know if maybe I need to change my words. I'm in the season of discomfort, but it's really teaching and molding me some things in the space of stillness. And as I'm recognizing that as a result of raising a 19-year-old and being a mom, and now my friends are sharing that, hey, my daughters are going through what they're going through, and I am that, I would say, medium between what's going on and all of the changes, and be in a space that they can come and talk to. It just kind of had me thinking, so this is like perfect alignment, because I'm just like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? Because our bodies go through changes, life goes through changes, all of these different things, whether it's, molestation or rape, or you trusted someone and they mismanage you, heartbreak at a young age, or, you have a mom, your father might not be in the picture, but you're looking for validation. One of the common things that we experience, and I know this firsthand, was looking for validation from a relationship at a young age. I remember I was 12 years old and this guy's like, he loves me. And I was like, oh my God, like this is the world. And it's like, because my dad never validated me the way that I needed him to. So I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so impactful. Because I can just imagine for you the weight of carrying all of these different stories. And I know for me, I want to change the world. So how do you manage just hearing all of these different things? And I know you have, the brunch, but how do you manage just hearing all of these different stories and still trying to manage just, okay, you want to be of help? Because I'm sure with the more girls you have, the more stories, the more dynamic, the more situation, the more it's a lot to hear. How do you manage your emotions when you hear so many different things?
So I want to touch bases on something that you just said. You're in a season of discomfort. When a lot of my most powerful movements have came out of discomfort.
Whew, I know.
With Girls Who Brunch, I had just lost my son. I was 6 hours pregnant. I lost him, and my mom passed 2.5 weeks later.
Oh my goodness.
So I didn't even want to go to that event. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
was like, I want to go. My sister made me go, and it changed my life, right? But whenever I feel like I'm in a dark space and I just don't want to do this, like I can't find happiness or joy, I'm like, God, what is wrong? That is usually that shift to make me focus on what the next step is going to be, right? The new
Yes.
level.
Yes.
And but this that goes hand in hand with how do you handle all of the information and not take it on. And
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning I was, right? But I had to start becoming solution based. So Girls Who Brunch has evolved since the first couple of years. As a situation comes and there's a child who may have a family dynamics that's crazy. If there's now I've rescued a lot of kids who've been trafficked.
Mm-hmm.
I've it has grown to so many things now. It has gained legs. I've helped families, like say the child, I find out that the house have a bug infestation. I now have created a resource list of grassroots help, right? So the FOI in Indianapolis will come out, and Fruits of Islam will come out and fumigate a house for you for free, right? As long as the family will listen to them, talk later. Like I started coming up with that in every city to help me with different needs that my families have, because I started learning that, okay, these girls are going through what they're going through, but it doesn't matter what I give them or anybody in this room give them if they're going back home to hell.
Oh,
If they
that's
don't,
so true.
if they don't have a bed, we're going to get them beds. If they don't have pads, we're going to get them pads. Like whatever they need. So Girls Who Brunch, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I said, I really need a camera crew to follow me or listen to my conversations every day. Because I think if people heard or seen some of the stuff that I do every day,
Mm-hmm.
there would be a bigger respect. Because a lot of times too, people just see the accolades, they see this thing, oh, she's getting another award, oh, that's page 6, that's fair, whatever, right? Okay, cool. But if you knew all the one-on-one work that I'm doing for free, this is not a job that I'm getting paid for. This
Right,
is
right,
something that I'm just doing on my dime to try to make sure that these girls are good. You would understand what these
right.
awards are for and things. And I don't care about the awards. The awards for me is just giving the kids, letting have something to look forward to. That you could be better than me.
And the thing is, I think people will always have their thought processes, their opinions. You know, people will be people, is what I learned about when you are building and creating anything great. Anything. It's almost like social media. The minute that you put anything out on social media, there'll be those thumb junkies, thumb gangsters that, people, when you put something out there in the world, I've learned that you put it at the exposed to be exposed to opinions and all of the different things that comes with putting something out there. That's why I've learned to, before I put anything out there, I make sure it's in full development stage before I'm putting things prematurely, because when anything's in its premature stage, it can easily be aborted real quickly. So I've learned, because people's opinions will quickly damage what it is that we're creating. So as an island girl, I got to ask, being a Jamaican born entrepreneur, how has that cultural background shaped your drive, your creativity, and the way that you impact young women? See, the Caribbean in me always jumps out.
So my sister who raised me used to say a phrase, turn your hand and make fashion.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I do all the time. I use my hand, I make fashion. So for the people from America, that means I am creating something myself, right? So even if you have nothing, I'm gonna use what's around me and create what I need to have completed. And I think the one thing I've gained from being a island girl is the work ethic, because my family works so hard. And even when I am on radiation, even when I am feeling sick, I'm tired, I am
Oh,
working. I've been in the hospital working. I don't know how to stop. I was just joking. I was like, I need to quit. I need to be retired. But if I retired, I'll probably go probably die. I don't know what I'm gonna do, because
no.
I'm just saying, like them old people that stop smoking and then they die because they.
No,
That's probably gonna be me, because I ain't gonna know what to do with
no,
myself.
don't say that.
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying. I gotta do something. I'm gonna be in the club. I'm gonna be doing something. Of all the bridge clubs, whatever the old people do, I'm gonna be something. I don't know how to not work, and that's all I seen my mother do.
Yep.
That's all I seen her do. I didn't agree with her. There was a lot of things that she did that she could have done better. But once I realized her background and the things that she went through, it made me in turn want to be focused and grow these girls. I'm like, my mom was a girls who brunch. So if I look at these girls and see my mother or myself, I'm gonna go 1,000% harder, because I don't want them to grow and have the relationship my mother had with us, because she didn't have anybody to guide her, right? But she worked, but she was so standoffish from us. And that was her probably protectiveness for herself, right? But as a child, you not hugging me. I there were so many things I didn't understand. And I started doing that within my own children. So once they pointed it out, I'm like, no, I don't ever want my kids to feel like this. So
Right, right.
hug you. I'ma love you. I'll tell anybody I love them. All my friends, like, so if a man was trying to talk to me right now, I wouldn't know, because I tell everybody I love them, because I want you to know if something happened to me tomorrow, I love you.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's it.
Now I know you mentioned that you mentioned not I don't know you didn't mention this off air, but you mentioned it about, being in the hospital and dealing with some health stuff.
Yeah.
How do you manage that when because I'm sure that came at a place that you're like, what is like, when health stuff shows up, you're like, but I'm doing what I like, how do you how did you receive that news and because I'm telling you, life will throw some things and it's so easy to be like, you know what?
I'm gonna stop right now. Right.
Right, right, right. How do you
So I was diagnosed with cancer in 2018. So I was like 2 years in the Girls Who Branch, and we were like at that shift. I was in a struggling space, but I can see, the light. So, um, everybody, my business partners, my manager, everybody's telling me to stop. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep doing it. So there were many times during that process I wouldn't eat. I didn't have an appetite, but I was steady swelling, right?
wow,
Because the medication was making me darker and it was making me gain weight. So my weight has fluctuated up and down
wow.
for the past say almost 8 to 10 years. And so it's so funny. People are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I was off of medicine. And you can see I'll just start dropping weight, but it's because I'm off medication, radiation. Now I have a heart condition. And
Oh, man. God bless your heart.
thank you. I was sick at first when they told me about that last year, girl. I was like, what? Baby, I was like, stick a fork in me. I'm done. What else can happen, right?
Mm,
Then I said, okay, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out with a bang. That's my joke all the time, right?
period.
I'm a so what is this condition? It's a
Right,
condition that we probably all have. They just don't test us for it, right?
right, right, right,
And so I was like, okay, well, I deal with the demographics of women who have family history of high cholesterol, high hypertension, things like that. We're about to just get them tested.
right, right.
Have kids learn CPR. So I have been implementing CPR in every city. So what the devil mean for bad, I always kind of try to turn it into good. And so
Woo.
that is how I have gotten through being on radiation. I've been on radiation 3 times.
Oh man.
And now I got this heart condition. And I'm good though. Like some days I'm tired. Some days I'm like, okay. And I don't think anybody really gets it because my energy, I'm always giving 1,000.
Right, right.
But now like Saturday, I napped like 4 times. I went to a teammate's house and they were making stuff for the event Saturday. And I had to fell asleep on her couch. Well, my body tells me to chill. I chill now.
That's
Um,
good.
but I had to learn that it's nothing against me
Mm-hmm.
per se. I think I go through these things so that I can amplify this to the masses.
That's good. That's good. That's a great way to look at it. That is an absolutely great way to look at it. Oh man, you you are more of an inspiration. Oh my gosh, you are more of an inspiration. Wow, that is powerful. You know what? It's a reminder that superheroes, what is the saying? They say all superheroes don't wear a cape. That is such a true statement because to be able to push yourself forward and keep going despite all of the many things and for you to still show up, like when I reached out to you, you did not even say, well, let me get back to you. You were like, yes. Like, to me, that's a phenomenal thing. Like, that's there's so much more to your yes now to me than you saying yes in the moment, because I recognize that you got so much going on. So I honor you. I honor you. I honor what you do. I honor your efforts. I honor all that you continue to push and pursue because it inspires me, who is looking at the discomfort and some challenges in life, like, okay, like I can push through that. It's not the end of the world. There's so much more on the other side. So I honor just your effort. Just know that, you are an inspiration to many, but you're an inspiration to me. From the day we met, I felt that way about you. So just thank you for your show up.
I received that and I thank you.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been tired. I've been like, hmm, should I continue to do this? So words like that, you got the person who's telling you that, you don't know what that's doing for me because there's days that I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Just stick a fork in me. I just can't do it anymore. And then I get a message from a person like you. I get a call asking me to do something. Now even somebody think about me. It's crazy. And all the events outside of Girls Who Brunch I'm booked for, I haven't had a manager since 2018. Everything just comes to me. Every client I have, I've never advertised my services that come to me every month. So I'm just like, okay, God, I'm doing something. So I need that validation. I'm still a human, even though I'm a
Absolutely.
superhero, right? So
Mm-hmm.
many people look at me like I'm so fearless, but you have to check on your strong friends. So yeah,
Oh
that
yes.
statement, I receive it. Thank you.
Oh man, that's amazing. So starting a nonprofit like Girls Who Brunch tour and growing it to over 48,000 girls globally, which is phenomenal. What were some of the early challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
It wasn't a nonprofit at first. It was just it was a for profit. I was trying to do socialpreneur, and then people were telling me I would get more assistance if I turned it into a 501c3. I
Mm,
think I should have kept it as a socialpreneur though, because as a socialpreneur, the grants would be different. Because a lot of times I don't qualify for things because it's for profit entities. Um, and then if I needed something for a nonprofit to have a fiscal sponsor for that,
mhm,
but it was a lot because I felt like I was hustling backwards for years. 'Cause I didn't know what I was doing.
mm.
A lot of times the other races in the world, their family set them up on
Yeah,
how to do things.
ain't that the truth?
Yeah, they set them up in business,
Uh-huh.
set them up for how to purchase a home, how to keep their credit good. We are hustling backwards. So with
That's true.
I was hustling backwards.
That is so true.
Yeah. And now I kind of feel like it's evening out. I'm like, damn, it's 10 years later.
Now you come back and give us the blueprint on, listen, don't do this, don't do this. Here's what you're going to do because here's what's going to work.
Exactly. No, baby. 10 years later, like we are just going into year 10. And I'm finally feeling like whatever, but I feel like I still have more product donation than I do fiscal. And I think I need a balance of both, but it's still better than what we were 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So,
got you. That's amazing. And we definitely got to talk offline because that's like, I feel like there's some alignment now that I learned more in depth of what you do and all of the great things that you're doing, just making a difference. I think that with all that we will do, the most important thing that we will ever do here on earth is just make a difference. Like this house, the car, the whatever, all of the great outfits that we have, it's the impact that we would have made to the people that we will run into and changing one life or two. Because so many times if we make an impact to people, they don't always come back. But if we can make an impact to one person, I always believed in the statement of the power of one. I ain't got to do a whole lot to everybody, but if I can make an impact to one person, that's all. So I love, 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 love the movement, and I think that you got a whole lot more time here on Earth because you have so much more work to do. So this is just a little bit of a slowdown, but I believe in your total healing, which is going to bring you back restoration to make another 10 years even greater. So I am believing for greater ahead. Now, with this Lifetime film, based on your story, giving hope to Nicola Michelle's story, how did that opportunity kind of come about? Like, I'm sure you get asked that all the time. Like, I know they found you, but like, you want to feature my story? Like, really?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's still to this day surreal because I'm only 46 years old. So usually when people have movies about themselves, they're in
they're gone on.
Or they gone. Yeah, right. So when they reached out to me and I was like 44, 43, 44, and they found me from a Reader's Digest article. So in 2018, I won the L'Oreal Paris. 2019. I think it's 2019. I think it's 2019. I became a L'Oreal Paris Woman of Worth cohort.
My gosh.
So that's like my line is 10 of us every year. And so, and this year I'm the alumni honoree for L'Oreal Paris. So it's so crazy, but
that's amazing.
Thank you. But with L'Oreal, we had a media campaign. So they're like, well, write down what media you want to interview. So, I'm young, I'm Black. I'm like, Breakfast Club, Roland Martin. I'm like, boom. They were like, no, sis, Reader's Digest. I'm like, Reader's Digest for old people. Like, I'm like, what? I remember my grandma having Reader's Digest house, right? So I'm like,
right.
Who gonna look at me in Reader's Digest? I just knew they would set me up.
Nah, they set me up. Set me up for a come up. Right, that's right. For a come up.
Yeah, but it changed my life.
That's so funny.
Changed my life.
Isn't that so amazing how the blessing will come out of like the least unlikable place that you're like, okay, like we all thought, like who's reading the Reader's Digest, baby? Nobody. Like,
girl, I said to my whole team, they was like, what? Reader's Digest. But that's where Lifetime picks a lot of their stories from.
Wow. Look at that is amazing.
So they found me on social media and they emailed me. They found me on Facebook, LinkedIn with no icon.
Wow.
So there was no icon, I'm like, this ain't real. We want to make let me see if I can find a message. She was like, we want to make a movie about your life.
You're like, okay, that's nice.
Girl, I thought it was so fake. And I was like, well, I write books. So you can make a movie about one of these stories. They're like, no, your life.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And to this day, it still is crazy to me. I'm very connected. And then as a writer, I pitched the executive producer. So I was like, because funny story, fun fact. I was going to school for film back for my master's in film. I had to stop because you can't get two plus loans, not a daughter in college. So I had to stop. And I was like, okay, I wanted to be an executive director, right? So when they came to me with this, I'm like, okay, I can't be a director. I just want to be a producer. I didn't really understand what it meant though, but it was giving myself validation that shift, because I continue to write, but I wasn't mass producing like I was previously, if that makes sense.
Got you.
Yeah. And so I was like, this is just going to be my testament to myself. But executive producer, everything had to go through me. So all the way to Tatiana wearing braids in her hair. She's never played in a role that wore braids in her hair. And I started wearing braids when I had cancer. But because all the pictures that they were seeing, I had braids, her role, they captured when I started to the third year. So they put the braids in her hair. But that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't a producer.
Got you.
It was a very black movie, and it was crazy. And anything I asked, they did it. And
awesome.
So that was one of the things. But they found me on social media. So again, I always tell people, just work. What's for you is for you, regardless. You can try to manipulate it. You can try to do whatever you want. But what is for you is for you. Nobody else.
That is so true. Oh my gosh, I am totally inspired today. Like, I know I'm saying this, and I'm sure, when people speak with you, they say I'm inspired, but it just kind of has me thinking about a lot of things and just some of the things that I've been going through and experiencing, and I'm paying attention more to the alignment and the positioning and what's going on that now makes me reevaluate the discomfort in look. Initially I was like, oh my God, it's uncomfortable, but now I'm like, there's purpose, there's something happening. And you just said it, like, who knew when you had some background for something that was coming up that you had no idea that it was even going to come up and it was going to do what it's done. And here it is. It's like, oh, you had a little bit of background from something that even though you didn't complete it, it somehow it made some contributions to your
play. Yes.
That is phenomenal.
And the other part about that is it's not over. So we can do a part 2.
Yes.
We can do I'm really trying to get like a show like All American of the programming, because I don't want to
I love that show.
Expose my kids, right? But I do want to share the stories.
That's amazing. That is totally amazing. All right. So, child, I was trying to only keep you here for not so long. And here we are, almost at the time, and there's still so much that I really want to cover with you. So I know you mentioned that you published 25 books. Listen, I need my second book published, so I'm just saying.
I've published 28 of my own, and then I've helped over 1,000 authors put their books out, from Omar Tyree, Tamika Scott from Escape, the U.S. Dreams Academy, Aaron Afalo, the basketball player. I've published all their books.
That's phenomenal. I've been thinking about, because a part of Dear Future Husband and Wife is the Journey to I Do, which is a magazine, but it's not just a magazine. I'm realizing that the Journey to I Do is not just to marriage, but it's the commitment that one makes to themselves. It's, entrepreneurship. It's being on a journey. And I'm now looking at doing a book collaboration with males and females that had to embark on a journey that I feel like would be great for book collaboration. I just need to figure out who it is that I need to work with to put the book together. So,
I can help you put the book together when you're ready.
I'm working on getting some great stories because I've never done a book I did a book collaboration. It was a horrible experience. I'm just saying. So when I'm doing anything, because of my past experience, I want to make sure that whoever is on board gets a great experience. Their interviews, like the person who I did the book collab with, they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys are going to be on an interview," and child, we were on one interview and we spent our money and we did nothing. I ain't even sold the book because I was just like, I don't know. So anyone a part of it, I want to make sure they're getting good interviews and it's great exposure and it's a great opportunity. I don't want them to go through like, oh, I shared my story and I'm part of this book collab and it didn't do anything for me. So I really want to make sure that it's a good experience. But how do you use writing to help young women heal and find their voices? Now, I think this is a great one because I think journaling is such an important part. We have a journal that's part of Dear Future Husband and Wife and the journey too. I do journal. But how do you use, have you ever thought about doing something with the girls, like a book collab with all of the young women maybe?
So not with the kids. I've given book scholarships that will help publish books for them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but we have a book called Look, I Have a Question. So all those questions that I told you about that the kids asked, I've compiled them in a book.
Mm.
Then I had different speakers and different women answer the questions honestly, and about what they've been through as a child, how they would work through things, stuff like that. But how we're writing, how do I help people with my writing? So my books are all I have now self-help and some journals, workbooks for the kids, not journals, but workbooks. So I have the Bold and Beautiful Blueprint. And so that's everything, every tour there's a theme. And so I have that. So it's talking about the beauty of you inside and out, plus mental health, self-esteem, awareness, all those things. So there's a workbook for that. Last year's tour was Hidden Emotions. That's those emotional things that may have happened to us when we were young that we're now grown women that we're still dealing with. So I helped, I have that book for the girls and stuff. And then I also, all my fictional books, my adult books, I think are helpful because to help people grow because I write about real stuff. So like the appetizer when you're not its main course. That's 3 women who were all the mistresses in their relationships. And I had different friends, tell me stories. So I wrote like the woman who was married, engaged, the woman who was married, the woman who was the one that went after men, right? And I wrote that. I wrote over and over again about every time you move into a relationship, you feel like you're going through the same thing over and over again, right? So it's like, I think my storytelling helps people because I'm talking about things that is relatable and I'm using real situations, real stories, and I'm creating a fictional work. I go into this prison. That was not a prison. It's a jail in Vegas for girls who are going to prison that are 12 to 17. And I wrote a book called What Was I Supposed to Do? And I took multiple of their stories and put that in one book, one character, and wrote this book. So they over sexualize and over criminalize our girls and us as Black women. So if they knew our stories, if they knew what we've been through, if they knew what we're going through, right? That box story of it, then in turn, what would you have done? What was I supposed to do? So I feel like my writing helps people, and this was before Girl Brunch. And so I think that being truthful and authentic is what has gotten me here from before and after Girls Who Brunch.
That never fails. I think that authenticity and just being truthful and honest, it never fails. So That's awesome. I didn't want to keep you for too
You're
long.
fine. I
Um,
found the email though, the message on Instagram that I got from Lifetime.
oh, you found it.
I found it and she was like, and this is with no icon. So would you believe it?
No, I would.
I'm the head of scripted content. I would like to talk to you about doing a Lifetime movie about you and the credible work you do. Could you email me?
I would have been like, but you know what? That's. Can I just tell you? Sometimes you're like, There's this like little nudge in your spirit that's like, is this true or is it not?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like, okay, I know they don't have an icon, but why do I feel this like urge to like reach out or and they just playing me. So there are moments in life that you will get, and I feel like God will give us like these little nudges, like it's okay, go ahead. Because can you imagine if you're like, well, maybe she would have reached back out and said,
She
hey,
did. She
oh,
wasn't taking no for an answer. Baby, she hit me up on everything.
oh
And I was like, who is this
you
person?
might want to miss your blessing.
I started asking people, is this production company real? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh. Then I started that imposter syndrome came in and it was like, why do we want to make a movie about me? I don't deserve it.
Oh man.
And yeah, I went through that too. So when I said I went to every level of emotion to even allow the process to happen, I did.
Wow. And and I think that's normal to be like, well, we go through all of these things. Like some blessings are like it's overwhelming because you're
Yeah.
just, am I? I'm okay. Okay. You start questioning a lot of different things. You start wondering, like you said, like I don't. Okay, this is all great, but I'm not really sure. So you look at the fact that Girls Who Brunch Tour has become a movement. What are three lessons you believe every woman should learn about turning adversity into opportunity? I need this for myself. Let me take notes.
As long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance.
Yes.
Drown out the noise. That imposter syndrome is real. It doesn't matter how big you are. I
Mhm.
still wake up with anxiety. Like I have my gala weekend this weekend. And
Really?
yeah, if you want to come on. We have a basketball game, a day conference, and a gala.
Oh wow.
I am
Oh,
stressed
where
out.
Robin?
Girl, it's this weekend in Atlanta, and I am stressed out. And some days I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, why are you trying to do this?
It's natural. I think it's natural.
Yeah, but it's like drown out that noise because
Mm.
that's the devil trying to tell you.
Oh,
I,
he always speaking.
yes, and my third piece is listen before you speak. Um,
Ooh.
I think a lot of times we as women who have damage and issues from mother love, father love, whatever lack of, we are so quick to try to grab hold on someone, and that person that we're holding on to, male, female, whatever, may not be the person for us, right? So
Mm.
if we listen and learn who that person is, then in turn we will be able to decipher if this is a healthy relationship or not. Um,
Absolutely.
and not just physically, not just friendship, but even in business. If we just listen to people, they'll tell us who they are. But
Oh,
sometimes we move so fast. So that's my three piece of advice.
oh man, that's powerful right there. Listening is an art. Listening is an art. Now, we winding things down, but mentorship is at the heart of your work. How do you select mentors and create safe spaces for the girls to thrive?
So we have a database of over 5,000 women that sign up. So what I do is we have a committee in every city, and that committee picks their speakers first. So they have already solicited mayors, assemblywomen, whomever, and then in turn we bring in the list. So if once they fill those slots, Then for the remaining slots, we'll go to the list of whoever signed up late of 2025. This is the current year. So we go from the top to the bottom. Um, but that's why you'll never see me advertise speakers at the event, because we got this system. And then if I have a friend, if you say, hey, I'm gonna be in Atlanta, hey, I'm gonna be in Jersey, I'll make sure we reach out to you first and then add you. So the biggest thing for me is bringing the who's who of women in front of these girls. But the women, like I said, not being Beyonce, you didn't wake up like this. You telling the truth to these girls
Right.
you got here. Because if you don't, or you start selling your business to a 12-year-old, you're just not going to be invited back.
Right. Right.
So that's it for me. I just want people who want to be there. And I know some of the women I bring in front of them are super busy, but I bring in all the community resources. I give out free community resource tables at every event. So Girl Scouts, from legal aid for felons to anything, every Acelero daycare assistants, everybody is in one building. And so the families now have access to resources. So it's the mentorship and the resources I try to bring in the room. And my goal is to, I consider myself a high-end field trip, right?
Mhm.
We come in, we bring in all these activations, all these props, make it look real pretty. But I'm bringing all the who's who of nonprofits, of Girl Scouts, or whatever in the room. If you guys don't sign these 500 girls or 200 girls or whatever, then that's not on me. I did my part, right? But my goal is to have these kids busy year round.
Mhm.
So I take that self thing, if they're just my sorors, if they're just my friends. No, I'm opening up to everybody, because there's so many kids in this world. We can't touch everyone.
Oh, for sure. Oh man, and that's the hard part. I think for me as a person with a big heart, I'm just like, how can I make a difference? How can I love resources. I think resources helps to reach the areas that we're unable to reach. So I
Amen.
love resources because I'm like, okay, I can't do everything, but like I'm already thinking about my three girls, like, okay, what now I have a role. I take that seriously. Like I said to my friend's daughter, and I said, okay, tonight I'm calling you at 9:45 because when she was younger, we would always read together and pray. And I
Mhm.
was like, we had a gap in our friendship. And somehow we reconnected. And I said, you got to start that back. So now I got to make sure that whatever I'm doing every night at 9:45. Now I host on Clubhouse every Wednesday a relationship segment because I got to do the relationship piece and the entrepreneur piece. And I have a prayer call on Tuesday. But I'm making that commitment and I got to figure out how to keep these girls together. Like, hey, we're reading, we're praying. If I can start with three, I'll start with three. Can't make a difference to everybody, but I'm start with three. So I totally understand resource. I'm like, okay, they're all going to be in Atlanta in October. What am I doing with them? How can I validate them? What can I do?
Mhm.
They're coming to visit, and I'm like, okay, we got to do something for them because I want them to know how important they are. I want them to know how important they are. So, what does your faith, your spirituality, how does that play a role in your journey of entrepreneurship and as an advocate?
I talk to God all day long.
You have to, girl.
I'm like, God, tell me what to do. What am I supposed to do? Right.
You have to.
And I listen. I sit quietly. I think before I speak. If I'm upset, I
Mm,
wait, because I want to have a clear heart.
yes. Yes.
And I really want him to tell me what I should do.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
powerful.
even though I was raped in church, that's always everybody's question. How do you
I
believe
know
that?
because
But I don't blame God for that. I had to realize that there's predators out there, and I have this pheromone about me that attract people to me. Like I said, the kids. So of course that's why these men were trying me when I was a kid. I just had to learn how to take control of that and get my power back, right? But
Right.
that wasn't God. For a while though, I couldn't go in the building because I didn't trust the people around me.
Oof, church hurt is real.
But I made sure my kids, my daughter, I had her 5 days after my 15th birthday. She saved my life.
Mm.
And I made sure that she was in church. I made sure that she had a relationship with God. So she was like 6 years old. She got baptized on her own.
Wow, that's
She
powerful.
did that. And so I feel like um God is so the most important person in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also had to learn the difference between religion and spirituality.
Absolutely.
And I started following God,
Yeah.
not the man at the church.
Ooh, girl. I listen. Dr. Real Talk Kim said this, and I quote it all the time. Like, girl, if you see it, I give you credit. And she said, the church is like the hospital. Everyone's going, or everyone's checking in, or everyone's going, but not everyone's responding to treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to understand that, people are mm, they going, but everyone's at different places in their life. They still struggling. They got issues. They got this. They got that. But people automatically like, well, God, why would you allow this to happen? It's like they're humans. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you encountered Eve ate the apple. They're humans. He gives us free will.
Yeah.
So often we allow one person's mistake to God. And I'm like, well, I respect it, but I respect that you said that because I recognize in building a business, creating a brand, that it's so important to have God lead you and direct you. You make less mistakes. Not that you won't make some mistakes, but he'll turn the
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate things for your good. He'll work out all things for your good. So I love that. So if you could speak directly to the younger version of yourself, what would you tell her today?
That is okay to be smart. Smart girls are pretty. I remember I used to downplay myself to try to fit in.
Mm,
And it's okay to be pretty. For a long time, I was ashamed to be called pretty because
wow.
the people who attacked me told me that my body made them do this or I made them do this. So
Oh, wow.
I waited for a long time to be called pretty, but I went through therapy. I'm a certified life coach now. I had to get to a space of forgiveness
Yeah.
and forgiving myself, right?
Hmm.
So it is okay to be pretty. I forgive little Nikki for um, being sad and mad all the time because I was angry.
Wow.
And I forgive her because that was her way that she was protecting herself. And knowing that the rainbow is going to come out.
Wow. That is powerful. So, what's next for you? I know you mentioned the upcoming events. Now, I know you got a whole lot of things. Now, I know you got a whole lot of things. So, but what are all the things you got coming up? I know we got 4 months left in 2025. I don't know. Do you do anything for the holidays, like any holiday
Yeah.
events?
I give away toys. Last year we gave away up to 1,500 families. So that was dope. But we are, and then me and my children, we do a holiday trip every year. But I have a lot of events. Like our tour just started in July.
Oh,
So we're not done. We're not even halfway through, a third way through. We're just going. So we go till March. So I have a lot of Girls Who Brunch events. And then I have a lot of speaking engagements as Dr. Nicola. And what else I got going on? I got a few books are going to be dropping. Hmm.
a few
Work.
books. Y'all, I'm trying to finish up my second book. Dr. Nicola is like, I got a few books dropping. I'm like, girl, I can't even finish my second one here. Come on, Jesus. Let him work it out. That's that. Listen, I pray your strength because you got a full calendar, but you're doing a phenomenal job. So I commend you. I honor you. I give you your roses. so often we honor and we admire people and we don't let them know, like, hey, you definitely gave me some things to think about in the back end. And I kept saying Dr. Nicola and it's Dr. Nicola. So my apologies, but thank you so much for sharing your powerful journey and for dropping so many gems tonight. Your work is definitely a reminder that our pain can truly become the platform that changes lives. So to everyone watching, make sure that you connect with Dr. Nicola. Michelle, support Girls Who Brunch Tour and follow her incredible work on social media. This has been Entrepreneur Monday with your girl, Simone. Join us next week. Keep building, keep believing, keep walking boldly in your purpose. Dr. Nicola, did you have any final words?
Like I said earlier, as long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. That's my words I live by.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and we will continue to support everything that you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.